This clip is brought to you by VegasWinners.com. Get expert sports betting advice from some of the best handicappers in the world. Head on over to VegasWinners.com and win yourself some money.
Well, later on in WCW, you do lose your mask, and I'm sure it's a sore subject, but is it one of your biggest regrets in the wrestling business?
I don't think so, Kurt. I think when I lost the mask, the next night I faced Kevin Nash, and that's when the Giant Killer came up, and sometimes I think to myself, if I wouldn't have lost the mask, would I have had the push that I got against all these bigger guys? I don't know. But because it happened, there was a positive side to it. And that's when I started working with the bigger guys, which eventually opened up the doors for me in WWE.
Into the heavyweight division. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey, Dom, I have a question for you. Do you like wearing the mask or do you prefer being maskless?
Honestly, I've a preference. I would love to wear the mask just because of tradition. But everything just happened so fast that I'm cool with not having a mask right now.
I don't blame you. You got a good looking face, man.
Now there's a quick story behind the mask, Kurt. When I started wrestling, I wrestled under the name Colibri, the hummingbird. And that was from the age of 14 to roughly about the age of 17. I was thinking that I was going to get Rey Mysterio Jr. right off the back. But no, my uncle kind of pushed it aside and made me work for it. One day in a match, I had already, in Mexico, as you know, you start from the bottom match and you work your way up on the card. Not like here in the US where a main event can be the first match opening the show. Right. Mexico is the other way around. But I was in the second match one night and I went to the ring, me and my tag team partner, and my uncle came out and made an announcement that from that day on, I was no longer going to be Colibri. And he had a Rey Mysterio mask, which he put on as I took off the Colibri one without showing my face. And that's how Rey Mysterio Jr. began. Wow. So I earned it. I earned the mask. He didn't just hand it to me.
Mean a lot to you, huh?
Oh, my God. Yes. Yes.
Ray, the crazy thing about the mask is probably when you take it off, you look like you could be your son's brother. You'd always just look so young without the mask, man. And before we move on, though, I have to ask a question talking about masks, and this has come up on social media recently. What's the message that you would give the kids as you would go head to head with them and give them the mask at ringside? What would be that little comment, or what would you say to them as you would bump heads with them and give them that mask?
It would vary depending on how pumped up that kid was. But most of the times it was a moment of thanking them for being a Rey Mysterio fan. And that idea from the mask I got from Bret Hart.
Right.
When Bret Hart would do the shades, back when I was at the pizza parlor eating a mini pizza, I would see that. Eventually it came a time where I started giving the masks out to the kids. And that was an idea based off of Bret the Hitman Hart's character.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.